Hello. Should we start with I Can Buy Myself Flowers? My Cyrus song.
Look at that.
Copyright. What's going on, everybody? I'm going to move this so I can see the chat if we got it. Marcus Frisk. Frisky's in here. You got to be on his way to the warehouse. Behind the scenes. Oh, a lot of people are in here, Maddie. Tom Ace, Yorgi, Brian Feingold, Jake Liff, NYY Long Island says hey. Sam Jetski, Matt Wambolt, Abigail Brook, the Jolly Roger. Haven't seen him in a bit. Mr. Mittens. Sam's not coming to the warehouse today.
She's not.
She's at the office today, or
She will be, yeah.
Going? Does she have fun stuff going on?
No. Office today, fun stuff tomorrow.
Do you think it's because I said she doesn't know who to root for?
Yeah, she does. She's conflicted about this whole space now.
What the heck? We're at the warehouse. We have Challenger Series going on today. Frisky will be playing against us. So he is the enemy. I just texted them kind of the rules that we play these days, so there's no confusion because it is a little different. But for us, these are the rules we've been playing forever, but publicly it's different. How are you, Maddie?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to today, the first Challenger Series, as they say.
Well, first Blitzball Challenger.
Yeah.
Yeah. MLW was half and half. Rob edited those?
Rob edited the first, Jeff the second, Mitch the third one that's going out today.
They came out well.
Yeah.
Like, if it was Blitzball Battle, I'd have like some little,
Yes.
like very little tweaks on replays and shit. But
Yep.
for how I said to do those, I was
Yep.
like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah. No,
Camera
for sure.
angles look good. The flow was good. Did they not mess with the audio? They just kind of let it go?
For the 90% of the time, yes.
And just found times when it was really people talking
Yes.
over each other? Smart. So that's the easier way to do that.
Yeah. So I
And-
think where we landed is very good for those, so they're not insane lifts.
Yes.
All of them on the final watch, there was probably 2 or 3 of the most minute details that I could have had gone and re-exported, but
Yeah.
I just don't think it's worth it.
No. And you know what? When we make like kind of the editing guide that we're going to actually type out, they can just look at that and understand it. So like one was like there's a replay of the overhead shot, and I was like, that should just be zoomed in more.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. But the people editing would probably feel more comfortable if they have like a guide.
Yeah.
Like, because we have a pretty strict, not strict, but we were like, no, like, oh, if you're showing off the pitch, use these 3 cameras. If you're
Yep.
showing off the hit, use these 3 replays. This replay has to be punched into 150 on the scale.
Yep.
No, it cannot be under that because it has to be super zoomed. Like, all that shit we know.
Yep.
And I keep telling Tom, like, we got to write this down
Yes.
so it's easier for other editors to come in. But it's cool that we have, like, editors doing warehouse or Blitzball that haven't before.
Yeah. Mitch and Jeff had never done Blitzball before, and they were both excited to. Rob did that one day of when we all did a 1-inning league.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a good refresher or whatnot.
Who's here?
I think Tech Dan said he's coming around 8:30,
Oh,
which is
nice.
probably close.
Yeah, that's good.
The only thing that I now will tell anybody that before they do it, because I felt bad, was changing the pitch count on the second bounce of the ball, because there were some that were way too fast every time, and others that were way too slow every time. So
That is so. We explained that on the edit for Blitzball Battle or for 1-inning league roulette. Like, hey, there's something about our brains, and we've been wired to have a 2-second delay on score bug.
Yeah.
And as fans, like people hearing this don't know this about themselves because when we didn't until we started editing. You watch the pitch, and then your eyes go up to the score bug, and you watch it change.
Yep.
And when you don't get to see the scoreboard change, when it changes too fast, like as soon as the pitch is caught, it's a strike, the score bug changes. You can't watch the pitch enter the glove and the score bug at the same time. And then you look up, and you're like, wait, I thought that was strike 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was strike 3, or whatever, and then you get really confused. When you're editing it, you want to just like have it be pretty in sync.
Yeah.
You actually need to put a delay,
Mm-hmm.
like it's a live event where they're putting a delay on the pitch. That was kind of really like, we're just been brainwashed into really enjoying the process. Even in hockey, like floorball, like you see the goal go in, and then you go like, well, so what does that make the score? And then you watch it change, and there's something very satisfying of seeing that change. That when you don't have it, you get confused and you get left like, but wait.
Yeah.
When did they change the scoreboard?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It is.
But everyone that's reviewed it has done that. So for one inning league, we just had to take them all. For the first couple games, they put him like on the pitch. We just moved him 2 seconds back.
I felt bad. I wish I said it beforehand, because then, like you're saying, like you have to command move them all back. Like
You can
hold
nest the
command.
whole thing.
Oh, and just
And then we just nest the whole score bug and then just move the whole nest
nice.
2 seconds back.
I will tell. I remember that for the future.
Yeah, but that's another thing. Like it should be on the
Yeah.
a guideline, a binder that we hand out that says this is how you do a score bug. But it is 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, change the score bug.
Yeah.
It's how our brains are wired.
Mm-hmm.
It's very odd. Have you watched that 90s show?
No, that 70s show.
Trick, because it hasn't debuted yet. I think it comes out today. So maybe you could have.
I might have been able to.
You might have if you were up past midnight last night, which I kind of was, and I didn't like that.
I was.
Why were you up past midnight?
I was uploading the MLW for today, thumbnail and stuff. Rewatched it, make sure it's good.
Nice. Me and Jake split a Celsius because we were filming all day yesterday, and I don't like drinking those anymore. They're really good if you need to get energy.
Yeah.
But I don't. I'm trying not to. I'm trying. I think I talked about trying to cut it on energy drinks. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Like I have been going to sleep so early, like an old person. The other day, Tuesday night, I was in bed. I was asleep at 8:00, like
Right.
knocked out. I was really, really tired. I did a early Tuesday though, And then last night I was up till midnight, and I was like, "This sucks.
Yeah.
I'm just awake." I was editing Blitzball videos from our practice sessions, sending Jake some footage, working on our game.
Legitimate practice sessions or training sessions that we've recorded?
Well, after we filmed the training session last week, we just did 3 scrimmage games, so there's 6 innings. And what I've done is I've gotten everyone's pitches. So I was sending Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to be the only one with access to this.
Yeah.
So I had, when Nikki came over to drive me to his Jake's bachelor party, I showed Nikki, like, hey.
Right.
And Zoe's pitches it was really interesting. I did all his fastballs, and he only faced 3 different batters. These were all the pitches that generated swings. And they're mostly high. There's 3 that are lower on the strike zone. And then all the balls that got put in play are all middle or high.
Yeah.
And then if you look at all the strikes, all the low strikes are taken for a strike or swing and miss strike. I was like, so Zoe, you got to keep the ball low, it seems.
Low.
Yeah. I wanted to pay that. Not pay, or maybe pay that company. They follow us on Twitter a lot, and they give like scouting for Codify baseball. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They give like for pitchers how to pitch to this guy, and I DM'd them once, and I was like, if I give you all of Plouf's at bats and my pitch arsenal, but they needed so much info. Maybe with John, Blitzball reference, they can do
possibly.
it now.
But they might need movement and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Potato asked, how are the stats on the wiffle ball shows? The MLW, it's too early to. I think it's too early to tell.
First one's there, and it's good.
Numbers wise, I guess. But I'm guessing he's asking like the underlying.
It's the retention.
Yeah.
Is there on the first one.
Did you see the retention on the third training session? The can we hit a homer off the pitching machine? It's even better than the second one.
Yeah.
It's under our normal, but it's a
Yes.
flat line. And then the first one, can we throw curves around this wall, is at 100,000 views now.
105, yeah.
So Zoe's very excited about this channel. Like we text each other a lot.
Go to the first MLW.
Zoe kept saying
though.
you, and I was like, this is our
Yeah.
channel. Like, come on now, you're a pretty big part of this. This is the first MLW.
Yeah,
oh,
see, it's above.
Wow.
But then it goes down to average, but it doesn't have the dip because we ended it right away.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
We got rid of the tail.
Yes.
I didn't even notice how quick we ended it.
And this is a blowout.
And you can see that when it's a blowout, people leave.
Right, and it's not there.
Actually, you can see that when it's the second inning. And, like, we pitched me again because we were like, well, it's a blowout. Let's not kill arms. So they probably thought it was going to be even more of a blowout.
Yeah, there's a little dip.
2 grounders get fielded, Matty.
Oh, I trust me, I know.
And I'm not getting, but they did put my balls in play, which is fine. So how does it end? I'm excited to see. I watched this, but I didn't put it into my brain how quickly we ended it.
It's about 10 seconds, I think.
Ooh, it's a nasty pitch.
So 15 seconds from the time of the last pitch.
One replay of the last pitch. That's beautiful. So I'm so excited for One Inning League to come out. We're close to it. We've been anyone listens this morning been hyping it up a lot. And the first 5 games aren't as good as the next 5, which aren't as good as the last 5. So it is like, but I am pumped for it to come out to see the numbers and the data. And I think having like these 2 new series that we're doing in between tournaments, the training sessions, and then the collabs, having Frisky and Shelfie come today, who have audiences, playing against MLW, and then we have 2 more collabs already booked up. Those will bring new eyes, right? And hopefully those new eyes that come for the pitching machine stuff and all the training series, and they get to see all our personalities, like all the in-house personalities, be more chirpy, more fun. Hopefully that makes them stick around for the tournaments, and it all feeds each other. That's the goal. I think we're doing a good job. I think One Inning League is going to do a great job showcasing everyone, that all the in-house players and stuff. Like even K-Mac, like he's been part of 2 Blitzball battles, but it's not. This was more.
Yeah, this is more personal, I think.
Yeah, so I'm pumped. I actually have episode 1 and games 1 and 2 with me because I was doing some promotional stuff to try and do that. Let's see. JCap said this actually makes a ton of sense, but I'm not sure what he was referencing. It was a little bit ago. Sorry, JCap. Yes, that has been bugging me. Scorebugs his potato. So maybe on some videos it is happening like that.
Too fast.
I always tell Tom, like, more delay is better than less delay. People are like want to look up and see it change. It's so weird, but it's so satisfying. The other thing that me and Tom also really agree on, or I've just melted his brain into my brain, when you throw the pitch, say I throw a pitch and it hits the strike zone or the wall, and we cut to a different angle before it hits the ground, it's unsettling. There's you need the satisfaction of watching gravity take place and that ball bounces on the ground. So we don't cut away from that main camera until after the ball go boop, boop onto the ground. Mm-hmm. And we noticed that too. We're like, oh, that felt fast. Like, why? Same thing when I posted that video of all the pitches that never reached the catcher, and everyone was like, this hurts.
Yeah.
It's just, we're just used to watching things complete.
Right.
It confuses me when it had already changed. That's Abigail, so that confuses me so much.
Yeah.
Any food at the breakfast food at the warehouse? Yeah, I hear Bill's voice. That was Marcus. We should ask because he's on his way. Can you ask Bill if there's food? There's usually breakfast here. Hey, Bill. Is there breakfast today or just lunch? Just lunch today.
We can get some. Wonder Bagels?
Yeah, why don't you just get a giant bag of bagels just in case people need it? I'd eat one. We don't need anything big, but yeah.
There's a place Wonder Bagels, if that's what you're talking about, but they're very, very good.
Maddie wants Wonder Bagels. We're live on AMP.
No free ads.
No free ads, and we're recording morning. All right. So we got bagels coming.
Okay.
Such a small thing that you would never think about when editing, said Sam. Yep. I like the private eye look you guys went with yesterday, said Tom Ace. How did you think Codenames went yesterday? I guess we can talk about that. People will see that when? A month? March?
Month, yep. Beginning of March.
9 episodes?
9 episodes. It's 2 a day, starting on a Sunday. 2 Sunday, 2 Monday, 2 Wednesday, 2 Thursday.
All right. And we're giving
and
away a
then
ton of money.
1 Friday.
Because we want to build that channel, Jomboy
Yeah.
Media Entertainment. And so we're giving away a ton of money to subscribers and commenters.
Yeah.
Like we do with the Blitzball battles and the floorball and the big things. And obviously that has worked in the past. And I think MrBeast has shown, don't just expect people to subscribe to be nice. It is nice, but if you want people to give to you, you got to offer the community some prizes. So they're, I don't know, what, $4,000 total?
I think it's higher than that.
It's higher than that because of the bump ups that
You'll
are
see.
somewhat spoilers.
Yeah.
That was fun. I thought it went smoothly. I was shocked when I asked what time it was, and they said 3 o'clock, because I thought we were flying through the day, and we started at 10.
Yeah.
And Jake and I did every game, so I got the understand what Rose and Moylan,
Yeah.
Rose and Joe's, and Rose in the booth do.
Yeah.
Because we were on every game, but this is a little different, I guess, because they were quick games.
A little bit quicker. I mean, some Blitzball games are like 20 minutes, and this is right around that.
Yeah. I indulged, though, so that might have sped up my brain.
Yep.
I had some weed gummies. Because that's like I actually don't think I got that too silly. I don't know. That was fun, though. I thought that was fun. Mike on our production team turned our live stream studio into, like, it made it feel like we were, like, on a set.
Yeah.
Which is something Maddie and I had been talking about, and I told them, like, hey, when we film these, I want it to look like, it's a production, not just hanging out in the office, because we have the ability. And I thought he did a great job. All the cameras look great.
All the cameras look great. There were no technical hiccups the whole time, really.
No.
Having the stick mic in the booth.
Yeah, and with the post-game interviews, might have to be chopped down
I
to
think
shit anyway.
They might get cut completely.
Yeah, they
depending.
could be, they could be shorts.
Yeah.
Or they can be reels or shorts or
If
social
we want
promo.
to. Or if we feel like the last 10 seconds we could really chop one up and put it in, so be it. But
interviews like that are really hard. I can share that. That's something we learned. So when you have a bunch of creators coming or people that are on mic people, and you want to do like a post-game interview or have Paxton or Kelsey do a mid-game interview, you're not going to get they're going to give you too much, which is a bad thing. So we were like, okay, we'll do post-game, one question each person, but you ask one question and then they go blah, 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 and they talk forever, and like all their answers aren't like singular. Like when you film a documentary, like you can be like, just answer this.
yeah.
And you say that again, but we don't really want to do all that. So a lot of times people are talking and I'm like, shit, this whole thing's cut.
Yeah.
He'd said too many things. We're not going to be able to isolate just the answer to the one question. This is too long.
Yeah.
And I remember Blitzball Battle 2 was being filmed, and Paxton was interviewing. Nikki and Jake, they talked for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember yelling, like, if you talk for more than 20 seconds in your answer to a question, you're cut. And Nikki was like, oh, boy, I'm like, yes, like we just cut you.
Mm-hmm.
You need hard and fast rules when you're editing stuff like that to be like ease of mind of it's like when we had people call in Talkin Giants for voicemails. If you were over 59 seconds, BB didn't even listen. It was easier for him just to like, nope, not even. I'm not going to listen and cut down to the good part.
Yeah.
So I think for Blitzball Battle 3, we're not doing any in-game interviews. All the players will be mic'd up anyway. And we're going to have full post-game and pre-game shows. But yeah, I was doing that with Codenames yesterday. It was the only part that I was like, we didn't flesh this out.
Yeah,
I didn't prep them for like post-game interviews.
I mean,
we thought there would be good stuff. And I think there is good stuff for social media. But yeah, it's like people just talk. I'm the same way. I ask more than one question. I talk for too long. So I'm not pouring out. I'm one of them. Like, we just talk.
Yeah, but it's also okay. Like, I'd rather have more than not enough. And if we cut them, so be it. Doesn't really matter.
But it is hard to cut sometimes. You're like, wait, just say just that part.
I mean, like, if we cut them completely, I don't care either.
Oh, yeah, I don't
It's
care
fine
either.
by me.
Yeah. Or you do just like the best 15 seconds. But even that. Everything about the wiffle ball felt like an advantage, says Fayal. Yeah, it was tough. Yeah.
You went behind the scenes? Oh, no, it might spoil another video. Never mind.
Okay.
I don't know what We Got Ice was filming with them at other points.
Game 2, Nikki Cass commentary in the second inning really helped. Yeah, we'll do that again today. There's always, for this one, there's always going to be the Jomboy meet a challenger on the bench so they can do play-by-play and pass it around. Is Lawrence in a challenger series now? They are not. They had to fly out last night to go to a show. Fayal said I used to use a timer when I called in Talkin Giants for safety. That's funny. All right, so yeah, Codenames was, I think, really fun. There's some moments in there that were hilarious. Some twists and shocking turns. Some good play, some atrocious play. Jake and I dressed up like idiots, so that was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
We, other than Lawrence, Lovia's had a new face to Jomboy Media videos. Danny Laporte?
Yeah, I always.
Lapore?
It's an Italian name.
Yeah.
Starts with L. He's, they talk about him like, first guy on TikTok, on Vine, like just crushed early internet stuff. And he was funny and he was awesome.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that I said it to Sam afterwards, but I was like, "Oh, I liked having that guy here. He's really funny." It's like, I guess that's expected if his job is comedian.
Yeah, he's on tour doing comedy. He's going to London and shit.
Yeah, he's a serious comic.
We should figure out his last name because it's not because I don't remember it.
Jomboy Media Entertainment tweeted it.
It's not that I don't remember. It's that I know I'm not going to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer. We tweeted it from JM Entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
My
guess on spelling is Lapoire.
I'm finding it. Low Priore.
Yeah.
Low Prior. See, I don't know because Jake says Storial, not Storiali. It's very these are confusing names. The Italians. But he was funny. He played up some gimmicks that made me laugh pretty good. Ooh, look at Nikki. Nikki's in bulldog mode, ready to win this challenger series.
Oh my god.
I'm worried about Jake. Marcus is outside. Can you tell? Let him in. You can have him join too. Yeah. If we want to sit down. What else do we have to talk about? What else do we? Maddie sent a list of things, and I was like, yeah, I like those. Oh, the Talkin Giants live event was amazing, man. That was awesome. I'm just such a sap. I just love watching people be happy, like in sports, like or whatever it is, whatever they're passionate about. It's like fulfilling a joy. Like, man, watching Pennick and Bobby react to the Giants winning. I know that feeling. You're so sick in the stomach, and as a sports fan, you wait all day, and that like the first drive when it was just explosive play, then they score. That release, I know that feeling. That was like when Judge hit the home run. What up? Good morning, fellas. Morning. That was when Judge hit the home run off Liam Hendricks in the wild card game. I know that release that they were feeling. And then to watch them celebrate that the Giants winning, but then to also hear Talkin Giants chants and just fill that room for them. I was really, really excited for them. At some points, I feel like I just had a stupid smile on my face watching them. Because watching Justin be so lost in the moment was so interesting because that's usually me. I'm usually the one up there. Like, people are like, dude, calm down. Like, you're getting too upset or you're getting too high or during playoff games, not regular season, or you see Joe's is usually like that. But I'm usually up there, living and dying with each pitch, putting all of my feelings on the big screen, like immediately for people, like unfiltered, just raw. And it's a little like you come down from it and you're like, fuck, like, what did I say? Like, was that embarrassing? Watching celebrations the next day is always like, that was corny. It was cool to see someone else in that and be like, I was just on the couch, like being able to watch it and take it in as a consumer, I guess. But yeah, they had 200 people show up with all the staff and crew that went. That was probably 230. I thought that was cool. How many employees were there? And then I like the Talkin Giants events that were the Indians and that. I had the Guardians game. I had nothing to do with this. I think it was all Bill and then Dan and Mike this time, and Panic and Bobby set it up. As far as choosing the venue, I mean, I knew it was happening, and I knew it was going on. But it's awesome when I'm not involved in the nitty gritty and it goes so smooth like that. It was a cool place too. So they're doing it again now. This time at Billy's.
Yeah,
in the Bronx, huge venue.
Yeah, so we're doing Billy's. It's Saturday. Doors open at like 6:30. So I'm very excited for that.
Are you going?
Yeah. Well, Sam's not gonna be here this weekend, so I'm doing Sam's role.
Is she going to Canada?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Taylor going?
I assume.
Is Paxton?
Also assume.
I'm texting her. Katie may go if they're there, if the girls are there.
Right.
So I want to go to Billy's because I want to see Joey, the owner, and say hi. But it is 8 o'clock, and I'm like, whoa. James goes to sleep at 6:30.
It's also in the Bronx.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
actually
Manhattan.
that's not that bad because from my drive, it's like half an hour.
Good for you.
What up? You want to join? Sure. You can see the behind the scenes. We got, what do they know? You got Emmdotfrisk in here.
Yep.
Frisk?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you called me just about everything.
Because I always think Frisky.
Yeah.
But was Rose saying Frisk during Blitzball battle? I feel like, what is it, I guess? What would you say?
So it's complicated.
Okay.
No, it's not that complicated. So I think before I started working at EA,
Yeah.
I was Emmdotfrisk.
Yes.
And EA hired me as Emmdotfrisk, but then obviously when you work at a company, you become government name,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like my last name is Frisky,
Okay.
and so like that is my actual last name, but everyone mispronounces it, and so Frisk. So everyone calls me Frisk.
Okay. So I've been calling you by like the non-nickname.
The non-nickname, yeah.
Which sounds more like a nickname to me. If I were to guess, Frisky would be the nickname and Frisk would be the real name.
You know, it was. So, like, when I was playing in college, when I get up to the plate, people would meow, say, the other teams. Like, meow, 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 Frisky.
Oh, that's fun.
Try and get in my head.
Well, I don't know
So-
what I'm going to go with moving forward, but we'll see.
I would, they say you don't get to pick your nickname, but Frisk is what everyone calls me.
Okay.
Hey, you can say whatever, though.
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited for you to see this place. I know you probably just went and looked in on the floor, but you were here for Blitzball Battle 1
Yeah.
a year ago. January of 2021, right?
Lots happened in a year.
2022? It feels like a longer time ago.
Yeah.
But it was really 12 months ago, maybe 12 and a half months ago. Wasn't it it was mid-January?
Yeah, it was January. Early January. Or mid. Yeah, mid.
Damn. Was it like a year ago exactly? That would be wild.
I think it might be.
I'll pull up some pictures. For Blitzball Battle 1 when we didn't have, professional people that do production and tech, and it was me and Maddie and Zach setting up every camera. It was all GoPros and little things.
But you guys did so good, though.
It looked
like,
we were so I'm still very proud of what we had.
Yeah, I said this to you then, but like, God, just like seeing it like just happen, I was like, dang, like younger version of me even 10 years ago playing this game that everyone thinks is like not serious and dumb, to then see it actually happen, you guys do it, I was like, this is wild. Like, this is so cool to actually see happen.
Stuff like that is like, I look back at it now and and the same thing with some of the stuff Jake and I did, like when we went to spring training and we had like 1,000 followers, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what made us think we could do that? And that's how I look at that. Like, what made me think we could do like with Rose
Yeah.
on the call, and then like Trev and Vinny and Moylan. Like, I almost think like now we invite people and we can show them what's going on, and they're excited to come. But then you guys had really no idea what it was going to be. I'm like, I don't know what made us think we could pull that off, but that's kind of how we always do it. And I'll probably think of something next. I'll be like, wait, why? And then 2 years, be like, why did I think we could do that? And then we did it. But now you got to see the loft. I'll show you the setup.
I saw
up there.
some
I know
of the
you've
videos.
seen. Yeah, it's crazy. And they'll be live switching today. So we're trying to make the post edit on these games easier. So Ronnie will be up there, and is someone directing, or is Ronnie? He's switching and directing. Oh, because they're testing out.
Yeah, so I think Jeff is going to switch, and Ronnie will tell him.
So we use these as a way for the loft crew to try new positions.
Yeah.
So they don't get pigeonholed into just one. But so yeah, they'll be switching it, and replays will be available. It's
So you guys gearing up for live?
No, we could do live right now. I'm trying to find it when this.
I think it was. I want to say it was the 15th.
We could do live right now. I am having trouble seeing the value in it here. January 26th or 25th. So it's less than a year ago.
Yeah, 6 days.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I always explain it this way. If we do live right now, at best, we'll get. How many people do we get for the premiere? 4,000 is our. I think 5,000 is our best ever. It's usually 1.5 to 2 on good games, and that's after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because YouTube doesn't push the lives until you're live for 20 minutes, and then you see people start coming in. So they always miss the beginning.
But you can still make it an event,
Yes.
and then it shows up 24 hours.
I'd almost rather like be live, do 20 minutes of last week's game, like in the back end, show it, and then 20 minutes when the views are higher, then be like, all right, now we're cutting to today, and then in post, go edit those first 20 minutes out of the video. You can do that within YouTube.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it, but that's a lot of work. And then the other different situation for being live is, say we get 100,000 views, well, or even 60, well, 1%, less than 1% watched it live. So it's like, well, do we like lessen the quality for 1% of the audience instead of like taking our time to make it better for 98, 99?
Sure.
That's how I think about it. But I do want to do one-off events live because also the schedule would suck. I pitched one inning league as live like every Tuesday night. We'll come and do it. And then I was like, that stinks. We can't be tied to that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand the 1%.
Hiding.
Yeah, the 1%. But I mean, I think every company, every brand runs into that same kind of 4% rule, right? You've got the general 80% of who's going to engage with like your content and brand and not going to do it live, but like that initial people who tune in live are like your true core like fans.
Almost
and
20-80 rule, but we got to get it to 20. If we get it up more, then I would. But I do want to do events. I want to do a home run derby because I want to do a live home run derby with someone calling it, and like when they know the 8 of us in the warehouse better, and then I'm trying to pitch it to DraftKings because they couldn't make bets, but they could make a pool.
Yeah.
So they could be like, or we do an all-star game and you have a pool. So like for 2 weeks leading up, they can vote. First to hit a home run is going to be, like Super Bowl pool. But on the app, where the one person that gets it all right will win. I don't know if DraftKings is going for that or not. But we have the ability to do that, and I want them to do it. I would only do that if we had it sponsored and it was like really.
Sure.
Because that would be live is stressful.
Yeah,
Even filming the games when we're not live is stressful.
I mean, I can believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just curious, right? I think it's a flex to be able to say like you guys have this capability to do it and to like do it, but not necessarily commit to it, but just show that you can.
Yeah.
So I think you guys might be surprised at how many brands actually would want you to do something live.
Yeah, that's true. It is like people get excited about that. Did you watch? We did like a Sandlot day once,
Hmm.
and we did that, but we were testing it, and we knew we were testing it. And I said at the very beginning, like, there's going to be glitches here because this is a test. Hang with us. But that portion glitched out so hard that it got deleted. So then that was never
Ah.
there. So all the comments were like, "This should have been a test," and I was like, "Damn,
Yeah.
I said it at the beginning." But yeah, it was really bad. I think it was they were trying to do replay in this crazy way, and I was like, just do the quad box where you have all 4 angles. To do more than that is hard. So that's what we'll have today. We'll have like a 4 angles, and they'll just like
Sure.
rewind it and forward it. But yeah, and then you got all the new ground rules. So like that bomb you hit
mean-
off me, that was a double. That'll be a home run now.
Oh, it would. Okay.
Yeah, we changed a lot because obviously it was our first time playing. We changed a lot, and hitting has become it's a hitting league now.
You know, I got that feeling when we changed it well, you guys changed it, and I'd go up against you guys after
Yes,
cutting it down 20 mph.
that was the most for Blitzball Battle 1. What happened was we played the first 4 games, and that was like everyone got 1 game. And I remember it was Blevins and Trev that came up to me,
Yeah.
and they were like, "You got to change this.
Yeah.
Like you got to because I wasn't gonna. I was advocating it for it to be higher at first. I was saying 80, and then they said 75. And then after the first 4 games all ended 0-0, they came up to me and they were like, "We have to change this." So then we all got together. Well, we took away the 6 ball down to 5 balls. We've kept that. And I forget. The only thing is we didn't put the buffer zone on the pitches, which we have now, which is way better. Like it was just a straight ball if you threw 70 or 71.
Yeah.
Now it's 70, 71, 72 are a redo. 73 and up's a ball. And what we just edit the redos out. So the audience, unless it's like 0-2 and everyone's on their feet, they'll see that. But otherwise, they're just not in
Yeah, they're not
post
gonna
edit.
yeah.
Because the only comments we got were about the speed rule. And I
Sure.
was like, well, we're keeping it because it's better, but we need to take it away from the viewers' eyes because I'm sick of that being the only thing they talk about instead of talking about like the action of the game.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but that decision, great one. Like, I'm with it. Like, of course, it was like,
Yeah, you
jarring
got
for
fucked
me.
because you just pitched and then you had to play.
and like my arm was already like not feeling great. And I was like, I'm just the spinners up there. But I agree 100% with it. But what you got, I don't know if you guys know this, but just watching that and then all the other Blitzball leagues, like, they're just like, that's a good idea.
Well,
And
Como
so-
came here
Yeah.
and played us, and they were like, we want to do a speed limit. That's
Yeah.
what I don't know if they instituted that, but they
They
came
did
in.
80, the World Series. So I was at, we played in the World Series last weekend, and there's like 52 teams, and it went down to 80, and it was like it was significantly better,
Yeah,
and I felt good because I hit like 7 home runs.
nice. So wait, what would they pitch from farther than we have here?
55, so it's 5 more. It's still a 96 mile an hour fastball, 80
Yeah.
miles per hour for 55
Because we pitch
away.
from 47.
Yeah.
Yeah, 47.
So what is that, 80?
And I don't know, we could move it back, but when people see 1 inning league, I think people are like, well, this is the best concoction of gameplay. So we'll see when we start with Blitzball Battle. 3 Trevs come in and all that and see if we like make a change again. I'm not against it. But yeah, 55 is different. Jake and I were pitching from 55 and back out at bats. We couldn't throw strikes.
Yeah.
So we moved closer. But now I wonder the difference.
I
Also,
mean, I
we
think it's
play in such compact weekends that arms get like really hurt
Yeah.
at our tournaments, especially like 1 inning league was the most demanding thing. Jack Davis over the course of 1 inning league threw, I think, 240 pitches in 3 days. Like it was not, it's not good. So it was another reason there's like we're trying to do 2 pitchers and all that stuff. You guys did well at the World Series, Shelfie was saying?
Yeah, well, spoiler alert for those watching, but so Como ended up winning, but we played them in the semifinals, and we had them dead to rights. We were up 3-0, top third, 2 outs, and then a walk, a single, and then a 3-run bomb. And sorry, no, it's 2-0, not 3-0. Then a 3-run bomb, game over. and like everybody was just like, "What just happened?" But like we
Who,
had no
who
we-
on Como?
who on Como?
Like who hit the home run?
It was Hudson. Hudson hit it.
I don't know who's playing. And this is an announcement. Como's going to be in the battle in March. 2 of them.
I think
One, I think it's
Chandler Caden.
Chandler, but not both brothers. And then
Oh, that's right. Chandler. So Chandler had surgery, so he can't even throw. And so I think it's Caden and Sammy.
let's see. Yeah,
Sam is, league fan favorite.
Sammy and Caden. Yeah.
hmm
So are they good? I mean, we played Caden.
Yeah.
What about Sammy? Is he their best?
I would say within that league, like he is one of the best.
Okay.
I think each year is either won MVP or, some type of.
What's his batting average? 556. 10 for 18. That's not a lot of at bats. I guess we don't have a lot either. We have all the stats now.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
show you. It's John at my EA has been doing it on the side. He's watched every game. He's putting like pitch type, so you can see percent of fastballs, breaking ball. I want to make it public eventually, so our audience can go sort through it and
Yeah.
like make user generated content like we do with Baseball Reference
For sure. Yeah,
hey Jimmy,
yeah.
do you know that on 0-1 pitches you've never gotten a hit? Tweet at us and shit
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, that's part of your guys' identity, the analytical side of the game, is it only makes sense. Right?
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. Look, I do this stuff for them now. I was saying this earlier. You probably heard me say it, but didn't see the visuals. I sent Zoe like a little heat map.
Yeah, I saw I think you posted behind the scenes for morning, and you were walking
Nikki through.
it.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Because I look at
And
it
I was
because
like,
I'm just so
"Man, you're
curious.
serious."
I'm just wildly curious, and all the new angles we have opened up my eyes to pitches
Yeah.
because we have like through the glass now, but it's crystal clear. We had it for Blitzball Battle 2, but it wasn't as clear. And I didn't edit a single thing on Blitzball Battle 2, so I never had my hands on the raw videos, which I do for One Inning League. And I was watching all the pitches from the different cameras, and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of times the audience watches a pitch and was like, that's a great take. And then now you watch it from these cameras and the overhead we have, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like that main camera is kind of a lie sometimes. But yeah, this is all the balls I got put in play against, so, and then those are all the strikes. So it's like, oh, so don't throw your fastball high.
Yeah, I think the tough thing about being in the box and any camera that we set up, especially the broadcast one, is it's tough to actually pick out the shape of pitches. But in the box, I mean, the Blitzball has no seams, right? It's nearly impossible to pick up spin.
Yeah.
So the only thing you're looking at is slot and shape.
And you have to know a pitcher's like repertoire.
Yeah.
Which is why we're constantly changing the pitches we throw. Because I know that Jack has 2 pitches. If the ball is in that quadrant, it's either going to come back in or it's going to stay there.
Totally.
But if it's down there, it can do 3 things. Like you learn because we're so familiar.
Yeah.
So when Jack invents a new pitch, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know that movement. We want to do a video where we get a Sharpie and draw laces on the Blitzball and see how much easier it is to pick up spin and hit.
I don't know if it would be because the spin of the ball is so different from an actual baseball that it produces different results, right? Like let's just say you're doing a riser, right? Whole concept of a riser is, you're wanting to get the Magnus effect where it's like a snap motion, and it's like what you want to do is hold the ball as far away from, the
Yes.
and then snap motion to get like RPM. And so what that looks like is a fastball. And in laces wise, it would look like a fastball, but it doesn't produce the results of a fastball.
A lot of our guys throw the riser with 3 fingers.
So some people do 4. Like I do 4.
I think it's to slow it down, too, for speed limit. And that drop 2-seam shelf, he's probably going to have a lot of problems with the speed limit on that because
It's not going to come back.
that pitch that tumbles and then down picks up speed, and it's always faster. Everyone that has trouble with the speed limit, it's usually when they drop down and they throw that tumbler 2-seamer because it's quicker. Look at this is from One Inning League. So I'm going to tweet this out as promo.
Look at that tunneling though.
And I'm gonna say which one.
I see. So that's what makes. Is that Jack?
Yeah, Jack. I'm gonna say which one are you gonna hit?
Yeah. See, look at that's what makes Jack pretty effective because even if he has different slots, he has good tunneling with the pitches, right?
Yeah, and you would think that people that just are watching, this is tough, but we can maybe. There's not a spoiler. You would think 1 and 3 would stay the same, but actually 3 goes up with 4, and 1 and 2 get together.
Yeah.
So Jack's pretty tough.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions about like how to be good at blitzball. Like I always ask people, what do you think's harder, pitching or hitting? And everybody always says hitting. And I think it's because
no speed limit hitting.
Well,
for sure. Like with those, like Colin, we have a video coming out where Colin Stone was throwing. He was throwing 103, dialed it back down 96. We won if we made contact. So
yeah.
If Trev could throw 90 you can throw it up. Like if you can throw above 80, you're not gonna get hit. Especially with the movement, he was throwing 95 with like crazy downward sink. It was nuts.
But I think it's like an unexperienced, not necessarily an unexperienced hitter, but like an unexperienced blitzball hitter is going to try and take a baseball approach.
Yes.
Like I said, it's of course Trev, elite hitter amongst us all. Like I would guarantee he's looking at shape, right, and able to identify instantly.
And he eliminates pitches.
Yes.
Like he says, he'll strike out on Jacks down here. Before he swings at it, just looking, he says. And that's how all pro hitters, I always ask them, they're like, you got to just eliminate a pitch and then react to 2 that are more similar. I'm like, oh, this camera's so cool, though.
Yeah. So that one's good because, like your point earlier, the broadcast view, it's like, oh, that's a solid take. But then when you see overhead, you're like, now that's legit a foot outside.
Yes, it was never hittable.
Because the strike zone is like the end point, and there's still like a 2 feet that the ball can move. You're like, oh, that was really close, and it's like, no, that was actually a foot out.
Yes,
when it's actually, at the point of impact, top of box to mid plate, for example. So this shows like it's funny how there's not a lot of like MLB strikes because everyone stays away from the middle. You want it to be coming this way, and we have a video that we're filming in March where we're getting an MLB umpire here, and we're getting rid of the plastic, and he's calling a game between us. That's great.
With a real strike zone, and I'm like, I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm excited to sit back there and catch with the umpire behind me.
In Japan, the wiffle and cap leagues, that's what they do. They have an actual.
I see
catcher,
that they always have someone behind.
There's an actual umpire, and it's like the videos are electric, and like. It's like I want to play versus these guys because this is like a whole other execution,
little subculture.
Of this thing. So
these are 3 Jack pitches right here. None of them would be like strikes. Maybe some on the right get called, and they curve left and right. He's starting game 1 against you guys.
Sure.
Everyone was mad that he didn't pitch game 1 against MLW. Like, of course Jimmy would throw himself. I'm like, Jack threw like 200 pitches filming shorts, and they did a day like Saturday they did all We Got Ice videos. Sunday they did all MLW videos, and then Monday, it was really weird to be doing that on a Monday. We filmed our thing, and Jack was like, I can come in for like the last outs, but I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, along with you guys building all this in a year, like Jack developing his blitzball repertoire in a year, same.
Yes.
I remember I was saying this to him the other day. Like, I remember in December last year, him like asking me about grips and like how do you throw this, and like now I'm like, dude, you're throwing.
Yeah. Well, they're in here 3 times a week, just in the lab.
So he's
and Zoe's improvements crazy. It's still ace, but from. If you watch the first blitzball back alley at bats, he was just lobbing them.
He looks way more comfortable at the plate. And that MLW video, he looked like killer. Like he's like, I'm ready.
Yeah, people are gonna have fun. Zoe gets
Yeah.
a lot better. Let's see if we got any questions. Katie was fantastic on the girls' room yesterday. Feo said yes. Tom Ace agrees. Yeah, Katie went on the girls' room. She was excited to do that. 1 year anniversary of the warehouse. Yes, with Katie. Yes, I did. She didn't say anything bad about me, so that's good. Missed the lives too, but doesn't really fit with my work schedule, says Jenna. Any chance of flipping it so the field is on the top of the screen? Love the overhead. Any chance of flipping it so the field is on the top of the screen?
Talking about the MLW view.
This? Yeah, I feel like that would disorientate me. I get what they're saying. It would be like more of an umpire's view.
Yeah, so
Is that how it would normally be done? When I think of like the Trop, they give you this view, right? Or do they not?
I don't know.
That's an interesting thought. I never even thought about that. I'm kind of curious to see if we should be flipping it. What do you think?
I never thought about it before this, so I thought that our way was the right way. Because it's like you start at the pitcher, and if you just bring the camera up, that's the view that we're
Dude, I think this is the more normal way.
I think you're right.
Watch, man. I just flipped it.
Yeah, probably the more normal way.
Huh. But it is interesting because sometimes we have like, did it hit the strike zone? Whoever said this in the chat, you're gonna put all of us editors into like a conundrum now because I'm really, damn, I think they're right.
I think so.
Okay, that's a note. Who said that? Tom Ace. Tom's been to the warehouse. Yankee Stadium gives the overhead with the field at the top, but the Trop has it opposite. So say, because I think of that chat as the Trop. I think it also depends on what you're trying to show. Maybe we could do both, or what comes first. It would be really jarring if you show the pitch from behind first, and then you want to like show it again. You would have to have it be the same. Otherwise, you would flip people's brain. It'd be like the 180 rule.
Yeah.
But I hadn't even thought to flip it, so I'm curious. This is one of the last times we're doing it on those floors. We're redoing the floors.
Like we talking epoxy?
Epoxy, like a nice garage epoxy. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I still need it to be a warehouse and cement.
Sure.
Because I don't want the balls to die. I want grounders to still be like crazy, like hard to feel, and rockets. We learned that from playing MLW, that the Blitzball provides a lot of action and like pow, pow, pow. Like when you get a big hit, that whole warehouse reverberates. Yeah.
Yeah.
The wiffle ball, even when it hit the zone or you hit it, it was like, bong.
Yeah.
It sounded so anticlimactic.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going game one? Are you pitching?
We haven't even talked about it.
Okay.
Like,
What do you think about the 4-out maximum rule?
I think it's great. It's actually something that we did before you guys adopted it, so it's like not a new rule.
No, we got it from Como or
Yeah.
MLW or something. Whoever wins that World Series that you're part of, I know don't spoil it, but they come here. That's like an agreement we have with Blitzball. Like the Bombers won it last year.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
We beat them.
I saw.
They were.
I think they were pressing.
We did not realize. I never put it until like I really realized how many leagues, how many people go to the World Series, that they get to come here, and then we beat them. Like for us, we were very nonchalant about it. Now, if you watch it, Jack Doyle had the game of his life.
Oh, dude,
He
is
robbed
nuts.
like 3 hits, pitched like crazy, and hit a walk-off. So I was talking to the guys. I'm like, we act like that was ho-hum. We beat him. Like, Jack had the game, like the best singular game.
Yeah.
But I also didn't realize that, like, I don't know, for them, was that like demoralizing? Like they won the World Series and they came to the warehouse and Jack walked them off?
Oh, I
Or is it just fun for them too? I have
think
no
it's-
idea.
I think it's fun, but I think it's also like, I think you guys gotta think about it from their perspective. Like, this is an intimidating place to walk into with all of you guys.
No.
And
Like the battle is really intimidating.
Yeah.
All of us get nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that group of guys are consistently some of the best group.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
all
and it
the
was the
league.
speed limit. Like they had to
Yeah.
come down. They did pretty well with it, but I didn't realize. At the time. I wasn't thinking like, oh, they won this. They get to come here, and then Como beat us, but by 1. That was a good
Yeah.
game. They walked off us, I think. They were good games. The warehouse makes every game like even almost.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like how really real it was until the top 10 list was put out, and I was like, oh, this is like real for a lot of people. I want to be on the top 10 list.
Yeah, it's okay. So when I first started making Blitzball videos, let's call it like 2014, 15, it was very small scene. Like there's 4 teams in the Blitzball World Series at like at that time Como was maybe getting a few thousand views per video. Like it was over the last
They were young, right?
yeah, over the last like 3 years, it's like really exploded. And obviously you guys have helped to
Because we just kind of
Yeah.
like I almost don't want to feel like we're like outsiders or because we're not part of the World Series and those leagues, but yeah, we just started playing.
Mhm.
We didn't know. Like obviously, we would talk with Aaron, the creator and the owner, and we're in constant like contact with him. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't know that we were entering a subculture.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, you guys have done it in a way that, like, it was needed, right? Like, I 4-ish, 5 years ago, I was saying to Aaron, like, we've got to expand the game, and the way to expand the game is to it's not just through tournament. It's going to be through making personalities of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, one day in the future, Aaron, we got to do like a stadium tour where Blitzball is played at every MLB stadium. And it's like we talked about all this stuff. but it's
Outside
like-
is hard too. That was the biggest thing. Like,
Yeah.
we were like, dude, the alley was awesome because there's no wind. Wind changes like our
Yeah.
arm. When we had to play outside Yankee Stadium, it was like the longest game, and the wind was going against us, and
Yeah, I remember
curveballs just
seeing that
didn't
video.
reach. I was like, dude, we need to find an alley or a building. That was like why we were looking for the warehouse. We're like, we need the windless. It's more true of pitching, because even when we went to Hudson Valley, the wind was blowing left to right. And I used it on my 2-seamer to strike out K-Mac. I was aiming like 10 feet behind his ass and just putting it into that wind stream with the spin, and it was coming back. You could have.
Yeah.
I look at the videos where they're playing on the beach. I'm like, holy shit, that seems like my arm would die.
Yeah, I mean, same. Like, and they're throwing from 55 feet too, and it's just it's tough. So
Yeah. Well, and like obviously I'm super into productions and making it look different. My one like easy fix that I want to like tell all the leagues in a nice way is like play with one ball. I hate the bucket of balls by the pitcher and then
Yeah.
all the balls on the ground throughout
Yeah.
the game. I'm like, this looks like you're not playing a game. It looks like a BP session.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal for me here. Is like, no, we play with 2 balls. After every pitch, the ump gives you the ball. Never balls all over the ground because it looks like a clean game. Whenever I watch that, I'm like, guys, pick up the balls. It looks like a practice session.
I mean, like, that's a good ad, but I think, like, realize, like, I know you didn't realize this because you guys just jumped into it, but like 4 years ago, everyone didn't even know how to produce like a broadcast. look.
Yeah, yeah,
And so like that was like a big improvement.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
of teaching everybody like, no, move the camera back, get a zoom, like everyone was like putting the
getting
camera
that
in
shot
weird
behind
spots.
and ours was awful. Back alley bats. It's still not great because we don't have enough room. Like I want the MLB. I want a long lens
Yeah.
zoomed in. Dan wants to like drill a hole through the garage door and put a camera and zoom it through. I'm like, well, we don't own that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. That's why I'm saying like cameras and stuff, whatever. Everyone's young and just put the cameras and film it. You're going to learn as you go. But like making it the balls is I'm like anyone can do that. You don't need to know anything about production. It's just like it's the mental mindset of
For
like
sure.
BP session. Also, maybe I just OCD about that. So I was like, get those balls out of here. I feel like my dad sometimes. He used to coach youth basketball, and I was in the gym with him. And sometimes when we're in the warehouse, I'm saying shit to these guys that's same as my
You
dad.
are a dad though.
I am, but they're not 5th graders, you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're like, all right, let's start the game. They're like, cool. And then there's like, nobody moves, and they continue the BP session, and no balls and I'm like, guys, let's start the game. And they're like, yeah. And then it's like 5 minutes later, and then I'm like, guys. And then eventually I have to start going like, I have to recruit someone. Like, Jack, help me start this game.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on here? But it's good. Everyone's just having fun, so that's good. All right, we got to get to it. I go get on the bike and stretch my legs. We're good. Hour in. Thanks for sitting down and joining. Blitzball
For
people,
sure.
we should make sure we send out some of the Blitzball convo to wherever Blitzball people will be. Talking about pitches and stuff. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Bagels are here. Awesome. Thanks for listening on AMP, guys. You'll see this video in like a month or something. Goodbye.
See you guys.